very, very, very big show for you tonight. We have a late show, a little later. That's why it's important to have your notifications on so you know when we go live, because I go live every day, but it just varies on the time. So tonight's big show, our top story is Brendan Schaub, your favorite and mine, has called out Adin Ross over Adin's embarrassing public disrespect. We're going to get into it tonight. I was actually there. Adin Ross is doing an MMA event called Brand Risk. I met the owner, super cool dude. And Adin is the face of the Brand Risk promotion. Tomorrow, they are going to have fights. They are going to have influencer fights. They are going to have streamer fights. They're going to have celebrity fights. They're going to have special needs fights. They're going to have little people fights. Brendan Schaub feels this is a disrespect to the UFC Apex. We're going to get into all of that because that is where this event will be taking place tomorrow. I was there for the press conference. I went with Nick Diaz and Doc Ock from Fight Circus. I ran into the immortal Matt Brown. Ray J was there of Kim Kardashian hooking up on tape fame. It got out of control, guys. It popped the F off. We're going to get into all of that. My name is King David MMA. I'm a professional MMA champion, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and I coach martial arts at the absolute best gym on the planet, Extreme Couture. Speaking of shirts, I got my guy, Chris Rupp. This is actually my friend's shirt. So here's the thing. It's laundry day at the crib, right? So I'm at the crib. They're like, hey, man, we're going to this press conference. It's going to be all the kick streamers. And I said, man, I know one shirt that I got laying on the side. It's my boy's shirt. Let me put it on. And when I pulled up, Doc Ock said, man, you look like an influencer. I said, okay, well, there you go. All right, let me pull this up too. We got all the shit. Is this the shirt I'm trying to show you guys? I got a whole selection of shit in here. Okay, here we go. Make sure you follow Fight Circus, another hot shirt, on Instagram at Fight Circus. Also, for everybody that's subscribed and has notifications on that drops chats, that means you're a real one. So we got the real one shirt for you too, guys. You can get this. Let me drop the link right now. I'm going to drop the link and we're going to get right into it. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have notifications on. I figured out that when I drop the link personally from this page, it works. So now I'm going to pin that message. Okay. All right. There we go. There we freaking go. Let me read the chat real quick. All right, I got a whole situation going on. Let's go. Real ones are live. Arpon the Dawn in the building. All right, guys, so we're a little bit later, but that's because I was at the Adin Ross press conference. I was up there. It was me, Nick Diaz, Doc Ock from Fight Circus. We ran into the immortal Matt Brown, who's also done Fight Circus. We were talking Thailand. We were talking influence. We didn't know who the fuck any of these influencers were. Okay? I mean, obviously, Adin Ross is pretty well known, and so is Neon. They were both there. I was surprised to see fucking Ray J there. So Ray J banged out Kim Kardashian on video. That's his most famous moment. And he's there. I'm like, what is Ray J doing here? Ray J's fighting. Apparently, it's an MMA fight. Holy, what? What? He's fighting some dude called like Spit Hot Fire or something. Maybe you guys know the dude's name. I don't know the dude's name, and I'm not trying to disrespect the guy. I met him. He was super fucking cool. I met 100 people tonight. I don't remember anybody, right? Like in terms of what their actual kick handle is, right? So dude was super cool. I'm rooting for him to beat up Ray J. Not that I got a problem with Ray J, man, but like, dude, Spit Hot Fire or whatever his name was super chill to me, right? Also, going to an influencer event with Nick Diaz is really fucking wild because there's two groups of people, right? There's guys that are pulling up to the influencer MMA event for the influencers, for the clout, for the stream. A lot of them don't know shit about MMA. So they're literally like on a stream, not realizing the dude standing next to them is like one of the most iconic fighters in the world and has like 2 million Instagram followers. And they're like streaming and then like trying to put some freaking Thoughty6, a Foyd in their stream to like try and get their view count up. And it's like, dude, you guys know who the fuck you're standing next to? Then there was the other group of people. There was the real ones, the MMA fans. And man, once one MMA fan realized it was Nick Diaz, it was like a freaking line around the block to get a picture with the guy. So that was pretty cool to see Nick get some love. It was also cool chopping it up with immortal Matt Brown. Fuck, dude, I would look on my phone right now, but I'm actually videoing from my phone. What was his name? Cassidy Campbell. He's got like 300,000 followers on Instagram. He trolls people. I've only seen some reel that someone sent to me from him. And then my boy, Doc Ock, recognized him, was like, this is the dude I sent you the reel. I'm like, what? So he was up there and he trolls and he like pulls guard in the street. He like calls guys out once, hey, you want to fight me? And then he pulls guard and goes, get in my guard, get in my guard. And so he's up there and, you know, it's just like this weird mix of Instagram influencer, kick streamer, and actual MMA fighter. So it was pretty dope. I told him, because it was him and his boy is his like his cameraman. And he's talking to Immortal Matt Brown, and he's like, "Oh, bro, yeah, man, I'm not super familiar with MMA." I'm like, "What?" And then someone's like, "You don't like MMA?" He's like, "No, I like MMA." I'm like, "Hey, do you like murder?" And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, do you like murder?" He's like, "Huh?" I'm like, "Oh, because this guy almost murdered Diego Sanchez with vicious elbows." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, go look that up, bro. You want to see one of the most violent finishes in history? Look at this guy's finish to Diego Sanchez. And then the guy goes, "Oh man, I should be a fan of Diego Sanchez, but he got weird." And then Matt's like, stone faced, "I did that to him." Yo, so like the gravity of the situation hit in that moment, right? Like I'm over here joking around, like play on words, like, "Oh, do you like just like," because nobody would say they do, right? And then they're like, "Why am I asking that?" And then the punchline is like, "Oh, because this guy almost play on words murdered Diego Sanchez." You get what you see how I'm like trying to like slide jokes in there. You know what I mean? While bigging up my boy, who's also my fellow fight circus star. You get what I'm doing, right? And then Matt is like, "I did that to him." Like, whoa, dude, it got really, really like heavy. I thought it was fucking awesome. So that was like one of my highlights of the evening was these super positive influencery, like, "Hey guys, what's up? We're here to get content." And like, "Yeah, man, no, dude, I'm a full-time videographer." "Yeah, bro, it's awesome," right? And then like the severity of like, "I bash people's heads in with my elbows." Like, like the contradiction, I thought it was super fucking cool. Plus, Matt didn't know who anybody was. So, in a bizarre twist of fate, I'm with Nick Diaz. I'm with Doc Ock from Fight Circus. Fight Circus has little people that compete. I've pro wrestled against a little person. He prefers to be called a midget. His name is D'Lo. He's super viral. He's got like, I don't know, fucking his top reel probably has, I don't know, 70, 100 million views or something, some crazy number, right? So I pro wrestled him in Thailand. And now there's another little person who's also done WWE. He is one of the WWE character that wears the mat, that paints the mask on, and Hausen, Darhausen or something. uh he's one of the little Housens, one of the mini Housens, right? So he does WWE, he does Fight Circus. He was one of the cows in the Las Vegas Fight Circus when it was cows versus farmer. That's 3-on-1 fight, right? They got a 6'7" dude to fight three smaller people. Fight Circus is out of fucking control, right? So, anyways, he pulls up to Extreme Couture, Minihausen, and he's like, "Yeah, I took an MMA fight." So Doc Ock, who I teach private lessons to, is like, "Hey, let's all get some work in." So I'm like, "Oh, dude, how much MMA experience do you have?" And he's like, um, "None." And I'm like, "Oh, whoa." So he's fighting another little person, and the little person he's fighting is the world's strongest, and this is his word, not mine, the world's strongest midget. That's whatever these dudes like to be called, right? So I'm going to call them what they asked to be called, right? Whatever. Okay. So it is the uh, battle of the little people. Well, I'm there with Matt Brown, and I'm like, "Oh, bro, who are you? Who are you here for?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm cornering this dude, and it's the fucking world's strongest midget, trains MMA with Matt Brown, who's like a legendary UFC fighter and one of the most vicious finishers in UFC history." And now I'm looking at my dude, my friend, I guess. I'm friendly with the dude. We've performed together. We're cool, right? My uncle's Hulk Hogan. He's in the WWE, right? Like, we have like a lot in common. We've gone out, like, partied together, and I'm like, oh, dude, you're fighting a guy with training and you have no training, right? So tomorrow that should be an interesting matchup. But here's the thing. I know what you're thinking. It's going to be one-sided. The problem is this, because as much as you would imagine, someone who weighs the same as someone else, if one of them has a lot of MMA training and one of them doesn't, then it's going to be a one-sided fight. But welcome to the world of little people, where they have different body types. And so the world's strongest midget has a very long torso for being a little person, while Ryder has a much more proportionate physique. And Ryder was explaining this to me, that a lot of little people have a lot of surgeries throughout their life. Most little people have like 12 to 14 surgeries. They have spinal surgeries. They have all kinds of issues, right? God bless them, all that, right? Like my heart goes out to them. Ryder's telling me that he's never had a surgery because he's blessed with a smaller but proportionate body type. Therefore, he feels that even though the other guy may have more training, his body type won't allow him to do certain movements. So Ryder feels he's going to have an advantage by playing into his strengths as having a proportionate body type. So that fight is going to be battle of the little people, proportionate versus less proportionate, world's strongest midget versus world's most famous WWE mini housing dude, right? So it's popping off. They also got a guy called No Neck, and the dude literally has no neck, right? And so they're asking him, can he get choked? And people were saying he looks like Diddy. At which point Ray J starts to talk about Diddy part. Somebody brings up Diddy parties to Ray J. And Ray J's like, yeah, man, I've been to Diddy parties. Oh, they were always lit. I've been to Diddy parties, right? And I'm like, bro, you think and then he starts saying free Diddy. He starts saying free Diddy. And I'm like, man, they have a full on it's now we're middle of a freak show, right? And so this is what Brendan Schaub's saying. This event is happening at the UFC Apex. The UFC is allowing Adin Ross to put this monstrosity of an event on in the hallowed grounds of the UFC Apex itself, where like legendary fighters were made on Contender Series, where during the lockdown, Dana White freed us from the tyranny that was oppressing us by having fights. And then when he had fights, the other sporting events started having sporting events because he had a protocol and they followed the protocol. Then we started bringing people back, right, into the stands. And then all of a sudden, we have freedom back. And that's the lineage, that's the history of the UFC Apex. And this crazy ass event is popping off there tomorrow. I'm pulling up. We're going to go watch it. No telling what I might do. Make sure you have notifications on, because tomorrow's live might be me live with Adin Ross, Neon. I heard Drake is pulling up to corner the Johnny Manziel is his name. He's like I don't know shit about sports. He's a NFL quarterback. He was, I guess, the greatest college athlete in college football, like in history or something. He's fighting Bob Maneri, who is Dana White's like degenerate like buddy that gambles and then asks Dana for money, and he like lives with Steve Will Do It. And the dude's like an entertaining character, but I don't believe that he's been training properly, being that I'm friends with someone who has attempted to train him and is like, bro, listen, he says he's going to win this fight by keeping it on his feet. And when I asked him, how do you plan to keep it on your feet? Do you have any grappling experience? He said no. He's just going to keep it standing and he's going to work at the end of his jab. Right? Like, so listen, if you've never grappled, you anyone that's grappled knows that what he just said is fucking pure nonsense. Bob Maneri also said at the press conference that he's going to pop an Adderall before he walks out. Keep in mind, this is a sanctioned MMA event and the fucking Nevada State Athletic Commission is there. You can't be popping Adderalls. Right? That's a banned substance. So then they got to be like, no, he's joking. He's joking. He's like, what do you mean I'm joking? I popped 5 Adderalls today, bro. Like, and I did a bum or like whatever he said. He said some wild shit like that. And they're like, no, he's kidding. He's kidding. He's kidding. He's totally kidding. Right? And then, the other dude is like an actual professional athlete. And he's like, dude, I'm going to murk you, bro. I'm a fucking athlete. I train, And so that's an interesting fight. Let me read the chat real quick. There was so much shit going on there. I got a lot to talk about right now. So if you guys like crazy ass stories, we're gonna get into it. Bro, you gotta be joking. Ray J, funny dude. Bro, Ray J was up there. I'll talk about that 1 second. Money Manziel, love Johnny Manziel. Money Man Manziel. Yeah, man. So there were people there that loved that dude. So I'm not super familiar with football like that, right? There were people that loved that dude. And they were like, yo, Bob, man, I think you're funny on stream. I fucking love this guy, though. He's going to fuck you up. And then some tall dude, he looked maybe Middle Eastern. He was like 6'3", 6'4". He started saying something to Bob Maneri. Bob Maneri called him the F-A-G-D-A, the T word. You know what I mean? And then was verbally calling him the F word over and over and got him thrown out. And fucking some jack. Fucking Samoan looking security guard from the UFC pulled up on him. That dude got bounced the fuck out of there. It was a fucking shit show. And I was like, when they say, and I'm here for it, I was there for it, right? Like literally, physically, I was there for it, but also like metaphorically, I'm here for it. You get what I'm saying? Like I was there for it and I was there for it, right? So Ray J, I guess, spits hot magma. And I just keep saying different names because I'm sure somebody will know who I'm talking about. And I will be better at writing these people's names down or remember them or get their Instagrams. Because if I'm going to be operating this world, even though I don't think that these people are most likely super well-trained martial artists, the same respect that I would like them to give to martial arts, I'm going to give to them by being a little bit more aware of their craft. Right? Instead of just pulling up thinking I'm tight, like, oh, I fight for real, dog. I'm a pro MMA champion. I'm going to just totally disrespect the event, by not knowing any of you guys. I'm going to start to be more respectful moving forward because, honestly, I'm live streaming right now. And if these are the goats of live streaming and I want to operate in their space, maybe I should put some fucking respect on it and learn some shit from them, right? So anyways, I forgot the dude's name, guys. Okay, but he's fighting Ray J, and he said something about Ray J's baby mama, right? And, well, I prefer the term mother of one's children. They were talking about baby mama drama, okay? So he's like, man, don't you talk about my baby mama. And then he's popping off, and he has a list of people who Spits Hot Fire can't talk about, right? So he's going you can't talk about my baby mama. You can't talk about my mama. I'm gonna be talking about my kids. He just had a whole list. And I think his eyes were, I don't know if he was just on weed or when he was on, but he looked super fucked up to me. Or maybe he was just emotional. Maybe that's why his eyes were red. But it looked like he was either fucked up or upset or fucked up and upset. But either way, he looked like he had something going on other than just a chill day. Right? And, the other dude is like, man, I want to beat your ass. And then they got into that. That was a whole fucking situation. Who else was entertaining up there? I also found it very interesting that while I'm saying I'm going to be more respectful and learn these people's names if I'm going to be operating in their fucking universe, right? the coldest part of the whole fucking thing, Adin Ross didn't know who these people were. So Adin Ross is like, all right, so now whatever, Bobby Knuckles is fighting Mikey Moneyman or whatever, right? And then the guy's talking and he's like, oh, thanks, Mikey. And then he's like, I'm Bobby. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, bro, Bobby. Bobby Knuckles, everyone. And then he's like, oh, so then you must be that. Like, he didn't know who the fuck was on the stage, right? So it was the fucking freakiest of freak shows. Your favorite fucking streamer, Neon, was up there. Your boy, he was up there. Freshly dyed hair, big blonde. He had bright blonde hair. And yeah, so the crowd was also interesting because there's MMA media there who doesn't know who these people are. And then there's like streamer media there. And every streamer is trying to like get on. So like they go to an MMA, interviewer. Maybe like Shawnee from Full Send or something. He's like, hey, so how do you see the main event going? Blah, 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 like asking a question. Then they go to the next person in line. And this guy's like a streamer. And he's like, hey, Adin Ross, fuck you. I want to box you next, you mother black. And then like they're trying to get it to pop off. So it's like one traditionally legitimate question, one clout chase call out, one legitimate question, one clout chase call out. Meanwhile, we're in the crowd. People are starting to recognize Nick. There's a line forming for Nick. Other people don't know what's going on. They don't know if they should be streaming in the direction of him now because they can see that he's famous, but they don't know why because they're not into MMA. They're into streaming, but this is an MMA event, so they're confused. Yeah, so it kind of popped the fuck off. And then, anyways, we bounced out. 2 fingers, okay? Popped the fuck out. Now, we hit the strip. We ended up at the Cosmo, where we ran into another streaming sensation, one of the OG streamers, Overt Flow. And Overt Flow is like best friends with Logan Paul. So now it's me, Nick Diaz, Logan Paul's best friend, Overt Flow. And now I'm telling every girl around us that I have a girlfriend, right? Because that's one of my favorite fucking activities is to bring my girlfriend up into conversations that like I don't even like segue into it. I just bring it up. Like, oh yeah, my girlfriend's a Chinese genius. She scored a 4.0 at fucking Berkeley. You know what I mean? Like I just bring it up, right? So anyways, I'm entertaining myself. These guys are like one of Conor McGregor's business partners showed up, which is so it's so crazy because like Conor has fought Nick's little brother Nate, and so Nick is not the biggest fan of Conor McGregor, being that his fucking physical blood brother, his little brother, has fought him, and now we got to be really like, oh well, this guy does sponsorship deals for fucking Mac Life Industries or whatever. And then here's this guy, and he's friends with Logan Paul, and there could be a potential Nick Diaz Jake Paul fight in the future. And now it's this bizarre fucking thing of everybody's like cool with each other, but like whose sides are we really on type shit. Like whose side would you side with, bro? Because everybody's smiling in each other's face. But if Nick Diaz was to fight Conor McGregor, we know this dude would be on Conor's side. You get what I'm saying? Because he works with Conor. So now it's getting even weirder. People start recognizing Nick out at the Cosmo. Now there's a line of pictures taken. There's chicks that pull up. They're talking to, like the group, right? One of them is telling us her dad fights MMA. Now, keep in mind, none of us want these women, right? I have a girlfriend. Everybody there's either married, girlfriend, wifed up with their girlfriend there, whatever, right? But the women, even though they may not understand MMA, start to feel the clout So they're trying to like maneuver. I'm bringing my girlfriend fucking verbally up to anyone who will listen as like a fucking sport activity. And then the coldest part of the night was a quote from one of these chicks where she doesn't know anything about MMA. The only thing she knows is that there's a guy who fought Anthony Joshua. Right? So the point of why I'm telling this entire fucking story about the Floyds pulling up and us all blowing them off. The reason I'm talking about the Floyds is because that is the casual fan. They didn't know there was a Ronda Rousey fight. They didn't know that there was a Sean Strickland fight. They don't know who Nick is. They just see he's famous, so they're trying to get in the atmosphere. They don't know shit. Right? So when we're talking about the Netflix card, you like how I brought all this back, right? To the past streams. You like how I did that, right? You see what I'm saying now? We're weaving it all together, guys, right? So this is the actual casual fan. I keep my ear to the streets. That's why I'm out and about. So I can hear what the people are saying. I'm a man of the people. Right? That's how you stay wise, guys. So anyways, so that's the point. She didn't even know Jake Paul's name. She didn't know Jake Paul's name. Her friend goes, "Oh, what about that Mexican guy?" And I go, "Nate Diaz?" And she goes, "No, that's not it. He's got like ginger hair." I'm saying Canelo. Oh yeah, that's it. That's his name. Like that is the public. The public doesn't know shit about what we do. They don't know anything about MMA. They don't know anything about boxing. They don't know anything about celebrity boxing. They don't know anything about UFC. They don't know the difference between UFC and Jake Paul fighting Anthony Joshua. They think it's all the same thing, right? So, when we're talking about, is Netflix going to be a competitor to the UFC? Is Netflix going to put on the card the fights that people want? The people don't even know who any of these people are. They're just literally hearing other people talk about it. Like, oh, I guess there's a fight going on. Who's fighting? And then their friend explains to them who these two people are. And then they go, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it's a big fight event. The same way that they don't know who Nick is until they see Nick's legion of fans start lining up to take a picture with him in public. And now they're like, oh, this must be someone of interest. You get what I'm saying? So it's in the micro, it's the same as the macro. We're in the fucking novice stage of MMA. We're in. I would imagine that half of the population. I'm a dude. I don't know shit about sports. You guys think fucking women know shit about sports? I mean, there's going to be some cool girls that know about the NFL, but like the average woman has no fucking clue. They don't know. They might not know what a fucking touchdown is. They might think that's hockey. You get what I'm saying? So we're overestimating people's understanding of UFC, people's understanding of MMA, people's understanding of the difference between the Netflix MVP card and the UFC White House event and the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight versus the Canelo Crawford. These people think it's all the fucking same thing, and it's something that's over there that they don't know about, but they hear people talking about. Anyways, guys, that's my rant on that subject. Now, like I said, I'm pulling up to the event tomorrow. Oh, I got a big day tomorrow. Big day tomorrow. We got big. I'm not going to say what time, but we got a big training session tomorrow. You guys are hearing who's around. Big training session tomorrow. And we got a big event. Now, here's the question. Should I live stream or should I not live stream from the event? Because I feel like here it's more like of a connection, like I can talk to you directly, right? Like even if you watch this after the live, it's more of like a conversation. right? Like you could drop a comment. The channel isn't big enough yet to where I can't get to the comments. I read every single comment and I respond to every single person. Unless you say something really stupid, then it's block you, right? That's why we got the real one shirt, because I only respond to real ones. Because if you're a fucking dweeb, a dork, a pencil neck geek, a fucking puffy shirt penguin, whatever, right? I don't even engage with that, right? So if you say something stupid, don't expect a response. But if you're like a cool, chill person with like a genuine comment, I respond to every comment. So should I go live if Drake's there? Should I have Drake on the live with me? Right? And it sounds crazy, guys, because like the channel's not huge yet. But if you go look at my Instagram, I've gone viral several times. If you go look at my Twitter, Andrew Tate follows me on Twitter. If you go look at my IG, Dana White follows me on IG, right? I'm sure if you go through the subscriber list here, it's at this moment 537 subscribers. I guarantee you there are celebrities following me here. Okay. We got just don't have the Ray J. Just don't have Ray J on stream. Yeah, man. Once he started talking about the Diddy party, I said, bro, hey, Ray J, bro, you can't be on the stream, man. I don't care how much baby oil you try and bribe me with. I'm not into that, dog. I'm not into that. Besides, bro, all you little baby oil bimbos over there, I got a fucking Chinese genius girlfriend, dog. We don't care about any of them foids, dog. Right? He tried to set up Neon. Did he try and set up Neon? What with a baby oil party, bro? Can't trust him, dude. So that's what I'm saying. I'm a little bit out of the space, right? Ray J set up Neon with some baby oil, bro. That's wild. Let me take a drink of this caffeine. We're in like, I don't know where we're at today. I haven't kept track. Let me try and add it up in my head in reverse order. Probably we're probably a little low today, guys. We're probably around 777. Caffeine and combat, two things I love. So, anyways, guys, uh, I might, I have a Kick channel. I've never posted on there. The same way that I had this channel for like, I don't know, however many years, like since YouTube started, and I like didn't post on here. I should probably post on Kick, right? I should probably go IRL and Kick. If I'm with all these people, it makes sense to go IRL on Kick. So, if you guys want to pop over to Kick and subscribe, I got like 0 subscribers right now. You'll be the first one. You know what I mean? You could probably pop over there. You could literally probably pop over to my Kick, King David MMA, and MMA, and be the first subscriber. Think about that. I'm gonna be backstage with fucking Drake and Neon and Adin Ross, and Dana White's probably gonna be there, and you could be my first Kick subscriber. No telling what I might do. Adin Ross might want to do a deal with Nick where they Kick stream together. You know what I'm saying? I might be amongst the kickers, and I might be put into the partner program right off the jump. No telling what might happen, guys. The sky's the limit. So, if we're going to do any form of learnable lesson, put yourself in a position for success, guys. Proximity oftentimes beats anything else. On that note, guys, I appreciate you for being in my proximity. I appreciate you for being amongst the first 537 subscribers. And for anybody who's about to subscribe, I appreciate you being within the first 1,000, because we're about to crack through 1,000 like no problem, right? And then it's fucking meteoric success skyrocketing from there. You guys were here first. You guys were the real ones. All right. Make sure you get the merch. It's pinned in the chat. Also, send your coach to Studio Millions. They'll pack their gym. Your coach will love you. It'll be all because of you, and your coach will owe you and love you and cherish you and be like, dang, thank you. So, anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow. No telling what time I'm gonna go live. Maybe early, maybe late, maybe from the event itself. Maybe I'll have Nick hop on with me. Maybe I'll have Dana hop on with me. No telling what I might do. Anyways, guys, I love you. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you. And for everybody who watches after, I'm trying to have a conversation. I want to have a dialogue instead of monologue. So when the chat's popping off, it makes it so much better for me. And when I come read the comments, I'm like excited to engage, guys. So drop a comment, drop a like, share this with a friend. And like DC says, tell a friend to tell a friend. King David MMA has a YouTube channel. Let's go, guys. Appreciate you. And shout out to Chris Ruffin for leaving his shirt in my bag when we traveled back from Oregon. Let's go.